I used to have a team of 3 full stack engineers, 1 front end engineer, 1 dedicated designer, 2 copywriters, and I just did what would have taken them 2 months to do 3 years ago in 4 days by myself. So I built a platform covering 46 pages, including three tools, pages with embedded video, and 7 different sign-up forms with curated email sequences, totaling 56 email assets. A blog section with the first 6 articles, all curated and researched and SEO optimized from the get-go. Page performance indicators are 99 on desktop and 86 on mobile. And like I said, I built all of this in 4 days while doing other things at the same time. And it cost me under 300 euro. Here's how. So here's the exact tech stack I use, and it's very, very simple. So there's only 4 components here. The first is Claude Opus 4.6, which I used for all the research, all the content, all the layout of the pages that I wanted to create. The second is Figma Make, which I used then to actually build the website and everything that you see on smoothen.ai right now. Then I'm using Brevo for email sequencing and as a CRM. And finally, number 4 is Coudflare for some security and for the small additions for SEO purposes. And that's it. And after that, I basically did 8 of the following steps. So step number 1 was me giving all my knowledge to Claude, asking it to go online and do research to see in the topics where that I want to share, which ones are also popular online. That way I can cross-reference and post everything based on popularity of what people are searching out for online and my knowledge base and what I've been through myself. Then I moved on to step number 2, which was I already knew that I wanted a resource where people would come and it wouldn't be just a generic, hey, sign up for a newsletter and get our messages kind of flow. It's very specifically made for 4 things and it's very actionable. So it's a curated, I wanted a curated system from the get-go in 4 tracks. And the tracks are learn, so this is the entry level, anybody can learn. Protect, so if you have a business and you're worried about, some competition or challenges or something like that, so you want to have methods and things for protection. 3 is grow, so you have a business but you want to be on the growth path, and there's specific frameworks and things that you can learn from finances that help you do that. And the 4th is fixing it. So if you're in trouble right now, what are the things that you can do that will immediately impact your business? And then within the next 30 days, you'll see a big boost. So I wanted a system that incorporated all of those 4 from the get-go, and that meant I needed a curated way of providing that information, either through the sequences or through the pages or specific tools that help in either one of those scenarios. So once I had done step 1 and Claude had created everything like that, then I asked it to curate it and that's what it did according to those 4 tracks. Then I could move on to step number 3, which was actually lay out that content and create the content itself. And then I could just read through it as I would if a copywriter would give it to me. And then came step 3, which was I told, after I've curated all the information, we've stacked it and it's correct, I said, now build me instructions that I put to Figma Make so that it makes the website. The layout, the colors, fonts, all of this stuff. And then came step number 4, which was the best one. I just took that prompt that it made, literally copy, paste into Figma Make, went away for lunch, and I came back and everything was ready. And then I could move on to step number 5, which was the fun part. So V1 was full of bugs. And as with any single bug, what I did is I just went on the platform, screenshotted the bug, sent the screenshot back to Figma Make. This is what it looks like in real life. So you guys can see, for example, here we have our resources page. On the resources page, we'll see here we don't have a footer. So I just literally, we're making a screenshot right now, posting it into Figma Make, and it's doing its magic. We'll come back in a while and it will just show you that it's there. So that means your bug iteration and all of that is going through AI as well. You don't need anybody external to help you out with that. Yeah, step number 6 was SEO page speed improvement, because the meta tags and all of that was already handled by Claude. And there it was also simple. I go to Page Insights, you get the report, you send the report back to Figma Make, and it does some magic, and our speed went on mobile went from 82 to 86, and I didn't need to do anything. Then I moved on to step number 7, which 7? It's hard. With fingers, I think it's hard. So then I moved to step number 7, which means specifically the tricky part that I said before, which is the Coudflare setup. So for SEO, what you want to have, Figma makes an application, so you need to set up 2 things. You need to set up the robot.txt file and the sitemap separately, because that can't be handled by Figma Make. I said it's relatively tricky, because what you need to do is you're probably going to use Coudflare in any case for security. You should be doing that because you need some kind of security layer. And then in Coudflare itself, you have these things called workers. And in the workers, you just set up a new worker, one for the sitemap XML and one for the robots.txt. So the robots.txt, basically, it's for all incoming traffic that's requesting, that's a bot. It needs to be sent to the robot.txt file, and you put that it's called a root in Coudflare, and all you do is go there and set it up. It takes 1 minute. The other thing that you'll have to set up is the sitemap XML. Both of those things you can actually ask Figma Make to make or Claude to make, because they can both make it. I would go with the sitemap XML specifically from Figma Make, because it's making all the pages. And if there's any difference between what's in memory on Claude and what's actually made in Figma Make, it's better to use Figma Make. So it gives you this XML, and you just copy paste that into Coudflare. And now basically all of your users are going to the places where they need to be, which is your platform. And all the robots and the things that make your SEO work are going to the right places where they need to be. Done, finished, beautiful. Then you move on to step number 8. So step number 8 was me curating the emails. And for that, I'm using Brevo, which is very, very simple. You just create an account. You made a pick. You can take the starter pack, the first one. I forget the name of the subscription, but it's cheap. And basically there you can create lists, and you can create sequences for lists. And each list is basically what you connect to, what you go back to Figma Make, and you say, listen, for this form, it's this list. This is the API access key, which you will also get from Brevo. It's in your settings, super easy to find. And then you give it to Figma Make, and it just curates everything and says, okay, data from this form is going to this list. Data from another form on another page is going to another list. And then you just sit back and relax, because all of your contacts are going into Brevo, and Brevo also has a CRM, so you can reach out to all your customers at any point in time. Nothing lost. Simple. So that's it. That's a very simple way for you to make any type of resource that you want. Now, there's only one small caveat. Of course, this cannot be used yet for anything fancy. If you want fancy animations, if you want your website to look as the latest, thing out there that's possible, this is not the thing that you're going to have to use. This is going to take way too long for you to actually do that. Humans are still quicker at these kind of things and better. But all the projects that you had in mind where you wanted to test out something, where you wanted to experiment something, and you couldn't invest the amount of hours that's necessary from your team to just go for that pun, you can now have a fun hackathon day using AI in your company, or just vibe code it yourself on the weekend and have something live that you can test. So the barrier to testing has just dropped dramatically. Use that for your business, because for experimentation, you need something quick and cheap, and this does both of those things, and it doesn't take away valuable time from your employees who have their tasks, which are driving your business, and you're not rocking the boat too much. I hope you like this. Check out the new Smoothen website. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. See you. Bye.